off time for going to have peace talks with.
All right.
It's so interesting. Down that, but on a frequent basis. That even takes CIA directly. That's what it is.
Fucking go, man.
And usually the CIA directors aren't.
That's true. It's the job that you need to get here with all the time.
We got a little bit of the State of the Union address and a little bit of Splitgate.
Yeah, long time coming. Okay, so there's a country there. Susie Ryan.
Christina, stop telling me.
No.
For that reason, will any Democrats get to talk directly with Christina? I think they'd have bigger stuff to discuss.
Yeah. Rubio thinks so. We have not seen Lori. Did we see Lori?
Okay. We did see her.
Okay.
Team Deathmatch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is what we train for. Score the most kills to win the match. We've taken the lead. Keep it up. Nice work.
Mr. Speaker,
Power weapon
the
inbound.
President of the United States.
New power weapon in the arena.
They're in the lead. Let's get it back.
Okay, so I'm in love with this weapon.
Opponent is taking the lead.
Guardian Angel. Close call. So back.
Alright, that's enough fucking clapping.
Power weapon inbound. Guardian Angel. Payback. New power weapon in the arena.
Seriously, guys, it's not been that great of a first year in office. They got, honest to God, they have to stop the fucking clapping when they do these State of the Union shows. They really do. They have got to institute a new rule about that.
Guardian Angel. Payback. Avenger.
Now look, guys, I'm going to try to be fair and balanced in my coverage here at the State of the Union. Don't cheer again. Oh my God, you guys just did it for like 5 fucking straight minutes. Again, that's going to be my biggest criticism, even more than the policy. But seriously, come on.
Halfway there.
Keep up the pressure. We're halfway.
Yeah, I don't think he's done a good job.
Nice work.
Power weapon inbound. Game over.
Bullshit. It's just not true. Golden Age my ass.
When I last spoke with this church in 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis, with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime, wars and chaos all over the world.
Not much has changed, bud.
Transformation like no one has ever seen before.
There in no way, shape, and form does it feel like a turnaround of the ages. Like, just not even close. I'm just keeping it a buck. So we're listening to Donald Trump's State of the Union address. No, it's not. The border is not secure.
King of the Hill. 5, 4, 3, 2,
No, it's not.
1.
Let's bring home the victory. Stand on the hill and defend it to score.
Hill move.
If it was legal, it'd burn the Quran.
Power weapon
If it was legal, he'd burn the Koran. Wow, brother. Wow, brother.
Nice one.
But yeah, I'm live reacting to Trump's speech, and
New power
Yeah.
weapon in the arena.
I don't know. I'm not sure on that one.
Avenger. Payback. Close.
Trump needs to find a way to get the Muslims out of the United States.
Good God, Eli. I mean, that's just a lie. I mean, Trump just said a lie. He said there's been 0 illegal immigrants that have come into this country this year.
Enemy has taken the
That's just not true.
They're ruining Minnesota.
That's impossible.
Double kill.
I'm gonna give Trump credit for this on the fentanyl. That's true. 50. I don't know if you can hear him speak, Eli, but 56% down on the fentanyl.
Hill move. Payback.
Ensure the Somalians found a way in.
Kill contested.
They said the murder rate's the lowest it's been. It has plummeted the furthest it has in 125 years. That's positive. I had no idea. Inflation's only 1.7%. I don't know. Prices feel like they're high.
Guardian Angel. Double kill.
We're scoring now.
New power weapon in the arena.
Yeah, gas is fine. He did a good job on gas. Yeah, I know. I don't like anybody that hates dogs.
Kill contested. Payback.
Yeah, mortgage rates are falling. That's true. Give him credit for that. But I don't like
They
rent
probably
prices
think cats
though.
are better.
We're scoring.
Yeah. I don't give it. I mean, the stock market has broke records. I don't give a rat's ass about the stock market. I don't give a rat's ass about rich people getting richer.
Your teammates on the hill. Take a breath. You'll respawn stronger than ever.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any props to the stock market. I always notice that when the stock market does well, I do worse. Most people do worse.
Now we
Enemy
are
is
the
scoring
hottest
on the
country
hill.
anywhere in the world.
Power weapon inbound.
Ah, lucky. Fuck up. We're not out of the game yet.
I don't know, man.
Payback. Power weapon inbound. New power weapon in the arena. We are so back. Double kill.
Yeah, but the overall unemployment rate's down.
American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels.
New power weapon in the arena.
We're scoring now.
Friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Drill, baby, drill. Say drill for that oil.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
Oh, yeah, I called it.
Push them off the hill.
More Americans are working today than any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Okay, let me explain why that's bad. You said more people are working today than ever before in America. That means more women are working than ever before in America, which means they're not staying at home with their kids because they can't afford to. That's not a good thing.
Scoring limit.
It means that a man can't provide for his family anymore solo.
Ah, lucky. Fuck up. We're not out of the game
One
yet.
year we have lifted
We are so bad.
So you kicked millions off of food stamps. Got it.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is wrong.
And that's what you said. That's what your predecessor said. That's what you said every year. That's what they say every year, no matter what's actually going on.
Power weapon inbound.
Winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it.
Kill contested.
Come on, that's just...
Payback. New power weapon in the arena.
No, you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And
Defeated.
We are not winning at everything all the time. Society and life is not better than it used to be. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm not a fucking idiot. But yeah, so far it's a pretty mixed bag with the speech. There's a few things that I liked. The reduction of fentanyl, the reduction of murder. But there's a lot of things in here that just don't add up as positives.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women, who will soon be coming to the White House.
Time for Team Deathmatch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I gotta give it up for the men's hockey team there. And the women's hockey team for winning gold.
Bring home the win. Taking the lead.
Power weapon inbound.
Kill confirmed.
I just want to say a second very big congratulations.
New power weapon in the arena.
I have to say that I told them this, took a vote. Let folks know I'm not doing it. They stood there, they weren't about to say no. I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Alaba.
Avenger.
Yeah, when they do the State of the Union where they're like, hey, I want to recognize these people and let's all cheer, it's just more of a waste of time, too.
One shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Pakistan can invest? You can answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear that for their vote and my vote, in this case my vote, that I will soon be presenting the honor, which is our highest civilian honor, which we will be given, and which has been given to many athletes over the years. When I say many, not many, well, the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna give it to a goalie.
Great athlete, got every single one of them rapidly put up their hands. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special championship you are. Thank you.
Tough break. Chin up. You got this.
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit will be here in America in the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
That'll be interesting.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got a vote, because I think that the president strange things took place. And now I've got them. I've got the Olympics, I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to play the 250th, but I didn't get that. I couldn't play that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting. So this will be a year to celebrate our country.
Power weapon inbound.
73, men like Buddy Paxton. Name 17, Buddy Paxton.
That was a lucky shot. You're better
Living in
than
the
that.
Pacific under the great General
New
Douglas
power
MacArthur.
weapon in the arena. 5 minutes remaining.
Battle, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns. Luzon. 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the country, the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Match almost over.
They're close to the scoring limit. You have to stop them.
Halfway there.
Nobody brings
Halfway to the score threshold.
even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 is always shown through.
Power weapon
July 4th,
inbound.
last year, Floodwaters poured through, and girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. Rising 26 feet in a matter of minutes, tragically.
New power weapon in the arena.
As the Warriors threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Billie King claiming police arrives in rain died. Prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter.
3 minutes remaining.
Scott's first ever rescue mission of God. Very brave, very top, always top. Lifted not just Billie King, but 164 others to save.
Defeated.
1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and peace. And the next generation. Now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation. Every child has the chance to reach higher and further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of American citizens are always the ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe the heroes who made it, and that is the promise we give America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged the Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majority delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. We held strong, and with the great beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our kids. And we also made interest on auto loans deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who homeschools children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night, as her husband works overtime, operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer, because with no tax on overtime, extended child tax credit done again by Megan and her husband take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. I didn't think that. I did not think that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It's named by a very tall man right there in the third row. Nice man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special that's taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael, how did you make all that money? He said, well, I just sell them really long. School. Sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. Pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. We sold a lot of them. A lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him, Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner. This guy, he was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov. TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. Setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. Stunning economic turnaround. The biggest in history, where the Dow Jones rose 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs to get hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so bad, we all know that. Everybody knows it. The secretaries know it, they just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy. So we made deals with all that. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth, and the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly. And 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, it's powerful. Country saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of war. We wouldn't have been able to settle it with that. We remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. They've been tested for a long time. They're complex, but they're actually some of them better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary, so it's not tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country under Biden and his corrupt sponsors in Congress and beyond. It reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. There were murders, 11,888 murders contributed to our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost a typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just, somebody gave it to them, knowing very well that they caused and created increased prices that all of our citizens don't do. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. Their statements were created to drop the line. Their policies created high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting down. The price of it is down 60%. Cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while, keep it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time. No. Nobody can see when they see the kind of numbers, especially when they see energy going down. I cannot believe it. It's like another tax cut. Also confronting one of the biggest ripples, the crushing costs of healthcare caused by since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as the insurance company has gotten rich, insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year, as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%. It's nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all things big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can fund their own healthcare, which will be better at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. So way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing it to healthcare and everything else. Also, the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like it's never happened before. Other presidents can do it, but they never could. They tried. They said they didn't even come close. They were all told no action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans will for decades paid by far the highest price of any nation anywhere in the world. Prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs, anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third, strange success, I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 200, 500, 600% and more. All available right now at a website, TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. For 5 years, she has struggled with infertility to IVF. It's been costing Catherine $4,000. But a few weeks ago, she logged into the Trump RX website, got that same drug that cost $4,000, $500. It's much more actually than $3,000. Catherine, I'm all praying for you, and you're going to be a mom. So now I'm hoping Congress to codify my most favorite nation program into law. I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be really hard if somebody comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Many Americans are also concerned energy demand from AI data centers unfairly drive up their electric bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs and power plants as part of their act, so that no one's prices will go up. In many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community at very substantial rates. This is a unique strategy never used before. We have an old grid, it can never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant, they're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you and could be very substantial. All of you cities and towns see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American that's been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and also bids to gigantic investment firms and bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up into thousands of single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for people, we want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Race up, good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare. Since I just
Hi, I'm Sam.
the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. It's a, we have millions and millions of people because the stock market has done so well since all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of
Do
all
we
of
play?
working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with pension contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I announced next year my administration will give American workers, great people that live in the country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a nation's income, let's also ensure that
Hello, I'm Sam.
members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up and she pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay? I wasn't sure if anybody even on the side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. When it comes to the corruption that is it's plundering. There's been no more study in Minnesota. Members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayers. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation. We're working on it like you wouldn't believe. But tonight, although started ago, I am officially announcing on fraud to be led by great Vice President J.D. Vance.
Talk please.
We will get it. And if we're able to find that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go. That's the kind of money you're talking about. Balanced our budget. The Somali pirates ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world of bribery, corruption, and lawlessness. The norm, not the exception. These cultures through unrestricted immigration.
Do we play?
Brings us problems right here in the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, orange rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Cole was only 5 years old. 2024 was an 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stop traveling at 60 miles. The driver was an immigrant by Joe Biden, commercial driver's license by politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she's now in the first grade learning to walk. She's here this evening with her dad, Marcus. Fantastic man. Delilah, please. You're a great inspiration. Please stand up.
I don't know what to say. Hi, I'm Sam.
Thanks. Many, if not most, illegal gamers and cannot read even the most basic signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Yesterday, as you probably saw in the White House, I hosted a ceremony for Americans who lost their treasured loved ones. The scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country. It used to happen with our open doors. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed, totally ignored, Hard to believe that. 16-year-old high school cheerleader, Elizabeth Medina, supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother began to look for her. She found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed. Elizabeth was a previously arrested illegal alien and brutally, just brutally execution. The brightest light in a family's life. Violently, viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers. We're getting them the hell out of here fast. No longer. very much, Jeffrey. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room, not only around border invasion, you have before I got involved, but indeed they do it all over again. They had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up some of the worst criminals in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and the Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Democrats in this state have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown. The first one costing us 2 points on GDP, which probably made them quite happy. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murders. They're now demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats. I'd love to give you a hand and clean it up. No money. Nobody's getting paid. So you have to think about it. We have a pretty large snowstorm. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. First duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Hello, I'm SSM. Shame. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm asking you to end deadly sanctions that protect the criminals and enact penalties for public officials for removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords country. They're blocking of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. seriously, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. Illegally bans on others, permitting persons from voting in our sacred American elections. And cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship. Mail-in ballots except for disability, military, or travel. I think the community, by the way, is polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
In watching Return to Silent Hill tonight.
Even the new communist mayor of New York City. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need two original forms of ID and a social security card. They want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. Most Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on
Ronnie, wake up.
We just and Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Wake up. Wake up.
The reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. These racists, they come up with things. And what imagination they have.
Bro fell asleep again.
Cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Wake up.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense to government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage, 14 school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. Thank you for your great bravery, and who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? And
now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Agree that we can talk. We must ban it. We must ban it immediately. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star, she's a movie star. Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous thing that bipartisan support. It gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets all. Someday you're gonna have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both. Thank you. I don't know what to work on. Thank you.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk. Great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Been through a lot. Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and it's coming. America's promise requires keeping our community safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We're honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretsky. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, beautiful young woman, Irina, fled relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget their Irina's face when she looked at her attacker in the last minutes. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Indiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore. Washington, D.C. How did that happen? Is now at the lowest recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. Brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service. Her rank was going to be lifted. Zone control near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled like people wearing Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital. We are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eveline. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was I've never seen anything like it. So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports of it. perfect. Serving alongside Sarah. Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head. No one thought he could possibly make it. Two of them, Sarah, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, Lady Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew is fine. I've never seen it like that. No chance. Have no doubt, sir. He's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night. Her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying. She's prayer. He will be okay. The doctors didn't think what she was saying. So looking at the results of the damage that was in eye, she was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. It's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and not the edge.
Hello.
Guy, nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask
Hi.
a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, the great family of Sarah Beckman, the award created by our late great President George
I'm
Washington
SSM.
himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. We're proudly restoring safety for
Hello.
Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans. He has never been stronger. My first headline is 8 wars, including Cambodia. 6 people. Cambodia and Thailand. Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear. Said the Prime Minister of my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, of course, the war in Gaza. Every little level is just about. I want to thank Steve and Jared Kushner for Oh, thank you. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary. But like you, Marshall got 100%. He was in conflict. It was about 54%. And some of the Democrats can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor to be that way, right, Mark? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Negotiated every single hospital has been nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead, and those parents who had a dead son, their boy, that always told me as much as though he were living. Amazing period of time. Back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, hundreds. I said those last, when he was back, we only got back 14, 15 of the dead of the 28. Even Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug, and it's a tough thing to do. Going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes from each one that they found. Tough job. They finally got it back to Trump. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. Nobody thought that was possible. I remember the assembly of the 28. So grieved, but they were so happy because that was possible to be. Mother said, sir, we have what a period of time that was. Slaughter between 25,000 soldiers. Think of that, 20,000 soldiers are done a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Never happened. Make peace wherever I can. Never stay threats to America. That's why Operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hour. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of our nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies of terrorism, death, and hate killed and maimed thousands of service members, and hundreds of thousands, and even millions of people. With what's called roadside bombs, they were the kings of the roadside bombs. took out Soleimani, I think, had a huge impact. The father of New York Star. Just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least 1,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them, hung them, they stopped them from hanging on
Hi.
with the threat of serious violence. Some terrible people already developed missiles that can our bases overseas, build missiles that will soon reach states of America. After midnight hour, they will make no future attempts to build their weapons program, in particular nuclear weapons. If they continue, starting in Omaha, we've wiped it out and we want to start all over again. And at this moment, again, pursuing their sinister negotiations with them, they will have very much secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. Our preference.
Are you awake yet?
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's number one terror, which they are by far. We can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military during my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, just approved $1 trillion budget. We have to be strong. Because ultimately we will great power. It's real called peace through strength that has been. Income investing that record number of dollars, no choice. State farm forces. Also creating a lot of jobs. We're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs than ever before in the history of our country. The NATO countries, our friends and allies, have just agreed. Strong request. 5% of GDP for military defense rather than 2%, which they weren't paying with defense. And getting that 5% for something which never be done could not happen. Afraid of many of them who paid up. Now 5% of the and everything we send over to Ukraine, we send through NATO and they pay us in full. They pay us every branch of our forces setting records for improvement. This is so exciting. And every service member. Service received a warrior dividend of 1,700. We got the money from tariffs and other things. But we got to Miami with 1775. They wanted my approval. The number 1775. So everybody, for $1 more, we can have 1776. No, no. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said 1776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we deserve it. They deserve it. And it makes them great. And law enforcement. The firemen don't get something. We love our firemen. So, Western Hemisphere, our national interests and defense of violence, drugs, terrorism, foreign interference for years, lost swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico. Have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new political campaign, we have stopped record amounts of virtually stopped it by water or sea from the very seriously damaged their fishing. Nobody wants to fish again. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins in January. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders that won't go to war. They said, very impressive. So what happened? Fighting force that we had years ago when we fought the Thai. A great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Did that. That not only defeated the enemies, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. The security of this also opens up a bright new future for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries. New hope to those who have been so terrible. With us tonight is Will Gonzalez, united Venezuelan family, and was uncle. But after Enrique ran to oppose Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She would be able to her life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison. There's hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come.
Uncle been released, but he is here to celebrate his freedom with you. Enrique, please come down. Okay, have a good time. There were many heroes on the January race. Really great heroes. Very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one word this night will live forever in the eternal promise. During valor. Squad Officer 5. Land the mission. Flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. Helicopter. A massive. Carrying, as you can imagine, Americans. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly. Heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. While preparing to land, fired from every angle, Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. 4 agonizing shots, leg, numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact flames was vital to successful can deliver the many commandos detained. Eric was, and even as he was gushing, helicopter machine guns right in front of him, two machine guns. He escaped the raft of previous flames. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those spies to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners take care of saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors involved at the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have maybe canceled the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as great. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinged Eric's ability to take the searing pain.
Guys, I was put in a magic spell. I swear, I promise, I was put under a magic spell. I fell asleep.
Still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy.
enlisted America's actions above and beyond the call of duty. I would now like to ask General Jonathan Bravo to present Chief Warrant Officer Sloan with our nation's highest congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. Met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You know, as the name Fort Bragg, we have it back. We won the First World War, the Second World War, then they decided to change the name. They didn't change the name. Everybody wanted to change back to. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that